Good evening and welcome. Tonight we'll be going over the history and geography of Boucle du Mouhoun in Burkina Faso. Now, I will warn you right now that I did not find too much about this region in particular. So most of this video is going to be a little extra that I made for you, where I will read to you an article that I found about Festima, which is this incredible mask festival that they hold every 2 years in Buuhun, the capital of the region. So look forward to that. You don't want to miss it. The pictures are stunning. But let's talk about the name Boucle du Mouhoun. So the Mouhoun is the name in Burkina Faso for the Black Volta, which is interesting because we just talked about this river not too long ago when we were talking about Ghana, which is just to the south here. The Black Volta is called the Mouhoun, and the river essentially goes up and back down. So the Boucle is the curve or the turn in the Mouhoun. Most of the region is pretty much a savanna kind of landscape. Grassy, forested, lots of incredible wildlife. But in particular, down here in the Boucle National Park, there's all kinds of wildlife. The reason that you saw so many elephants in the intro was that there's a very large elephant population in this national park. And if it wasn't for that article I found, we would have been doing topple sounds with Topple the ASMR elephant. But we did make some sounds last week, so if you want to hear those, be sure to check out my last video that I did here in Africa. But anyway, I'm going to stop playing with Topple. All kinds of beautiful wildlife. I wish there were some pictures to show you. The only 2 pictures that they have here, one of them is of the elephant, so that's nice, but there's not a lot of pictures to show you in this region, which is very unfortunate. So what is the history here? Well, of course, like many parts of Burkina Faso and West Africa in general, there were many different cultures that lived in this area. The 2 that I focused most of my research on were the Marca and the Buuhun, which are some really interesting cultures. They're actually quite similar in that they are Muslims with a lot of traditional beliefs woven into their faith. And they tend to have a lot in common because the Fulani came through this area, are also Muslim, and integrated their culture into the existing ones. So it's kind of homogenous here. There's distinctions, of course, in different languages, but a lot of their cultural practices are very similar here. The French became prominent in this area at the end of the 1800s, deciding to claim it for French West Africa. And, of course, the people here were not too keen on that. Buuhun was a big French stronghold to fight back against the people who were resisting. And there was a very large conflict here, known now as the Volta-Bani War. The Bani being one of the other indigenous groups in the area here. That went on from 1915 to 1917, and the French would win out in the end. But, of course, today Burkina Faso is very independent. Back in those times, this was called Upper Volta, after the river. But that's a terrible name, in my opinion. So at independence, they became Burkina Faso, which is a fantastic name, which is a combination of two words from two different languages that put together means something like the nation of outstanding people. It can be translated all different kinds of ways, which is a fantastic name in my opinion. A plus on the name Burkina Faso. But that is pretty much all that I have for you here. Isn't it sad? I wish I could talk more about Burkina Faso, but researching this would give me lots of information about Bobo, which is just over here, and Ouagadougou, which is just over here, that I want to talk about over here. But anytime I'd find some interesting rabbit hole of history I'd dive down, it would take me over here or over here and not in here, and I was very upset about that. Oh well, next time we talk about Burkina Faso, maybe there'll be more interesting facts and historical events and geographies to talk about. But in the meantime, I'm going to send you over to my tablet where I found a really great article that detailed a past Festima from a couple years ago and has some outstanding photographs. So, Festima, which is pretty much what Dedugu is best known for, is a mask festival. And many different cities, towns, and villages from Burkina Faso and many different mask cultures from around West Africa meet up here and have a big party. So, I can't wait to show you. Why don't we just hop over there? But first, though, I do have to say thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. And that the next video also isn't going to have any Google Earth segment either, because we're going to the Republic of the Congo, where I found even less information for you about that department. So I'll have something planned for you. It's coming at the library. It'll probably be here the day after I'm filming this, so I can't film it yet, which is unfortunate. But I have to wait for a library book to come in to read to you about an aspect of that area of the Congo. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please, 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 please give this video a thumbs up, as my videos about West Africa in particular, my Africa videos never really do well, but West Africa videos don't tend to do very well at all on my channel. So please give this video a thumbs up, because that will help spread it around YouTube and maybe more people will watch it. Also, if you leave a comment down below, that will also help very much. So I appreciate that in advance. Thank you. I hope you found this video relaxing and maybe a bit educational too. And I hope that you have a good night. 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 In Burkina Faso, Festima, a festival of African masks. The frantic music and dancing transform the mask wearer into a spirit which communicates with ancestors. How incredible. Wow, it looks like a fish, but it includes all of this around the body. There's another one. Wow. So beautiful. The caption says the identity of the person behind the mask is always kept a secret. These are fiber masks from Larry Village. This was written by Jacob Paisani Luov on March 13th, 2016 in Dedugu, Burkina Faso. The 20th biennial Festima, the largest international art and mask festival in West Africa, took place in the town of Dedugu, 250 kilometers west of the capital Ouagadougou. Hundreds of traditional masks from 6 countries, Benin,
these masks are not given full power during the festival, one musician explained during a break. Otherwise, you would not even be able to photograph them. Nothing would show up in the picture. That quote is so great. Only a month earlier, the capital of Burkina Faso was devastated by a terrorist attack claimed by Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, or AQIM, and Al-Mourabitoun, which left 30 dead and 56 wounded from 18 different nationalities. Guy Léonce, executive director of ASAMA, the Association for the Protection of Masks, said the attack left the country shocked because Burkina Faso, which literally means the land of honest people, is known for its religious tolerance and peaceful attitudes. There are two aspects about masks, he continued. One is cult and the other is culture. There might be a religious conflict for people who venerate masks, but there is no conflict from the cultural point. It is our cultural patrimony. Every African, every Burkinabe shares it, and we should not allow other people to dictate our way of thinking, but preserve our cultural heritage. During the festival, masks were incredibly alive, and some tourists attended despite the attacks. Asama is hoping to obtain funds to invite even more nations and masks to participate in the festival in 2018. It says here, ritual masks are common in many African cultures. These are fiber masks from Daman village in Burkina Faso. So intricate. I suppose this is like an antelope. Something like that is what it looks like. But all of the fiber down here, this is a person wearing the mask sitting down. Can you see it? Here it looks like they're trying to tie this mask around this man's head. You can see here's his head and shoulders. And they're tying the mask around his head as he's fitting the rest of it around him. Look how incredible. Masks parade towards the stadium where they will perform in ceremonies. Look, this is a big cool bird, right? It's gotta be with all the feathers. The beak there, these eagle eyes. But it also has these big poles, which I'm sure are part of a dance. And it's another full body, all the way down. You can barely see the toes sticking out. Look at this one. It says here the Festima festival took place from February 27th to March 5th, 2016. He's doing a big dance here. Look at this, how long this mask is. My goodness. That really, it's that kind of forced perspective that you can't really tell, where the rest of the body is supposed to be, so it really looks like some kind of creature or even a deity, right? Then look at these. Here it says traditional performances were held at the regional stadium of Dedugu. Music is essential during the ceremonies and is played on traditional African instruments. These are fiber masks from Bouhun village in Burkina Faso. It's so tall. And this looks like a face right here. But I wonder if these are symbols of something. Maybe telling a story. You can see the big face right here amongst this costume. So incredible. And then there's another. He's sitting down. Maybe it's part of the dance, but look at that face. Look, you can even see the teeth in the mask there. Almost looks shape right there. Like it looks like a turtle, but I wonder if it's some kind of like animal creature, maybe. It's depicting one of these dancers. This says here that a gossamer fiber masks heads towards the stadium. He's smoking. He's not on duty yet. He's off duty. But look how cool these look at this mask. Wow, looks like a big crocodile. There's just front feet, back feet, and tail. This mask is really tall as well. And all the kids are following them, trailing along, excited for the show. Now look at this. A Sang Beto mask from Benin. Now this is from behind. They're walking away from the photographer here. But look at all of these grasses coming down like it's hair. Isn't that remarkable? I wish we could see it from the front, because I bet you it goes all the way around. It kind of looks a bit like Cousin It from Adam's Family. But even more remarkable because this is all just grass. So neat. This is a warthog fiber mask from Cosima. Performs in a series of dances, displaying powerful and fast movements, which allow the wearer to fall into a state of trance. So it's a warthog. I guess I can see it. I can see it in the eyes. And yeah, he's dancing. You can see the fibers going up as he's moving around. And over here, the drummer is playing him a beat they're supposed to dance to. What do you think he has there? I'm not sure. Oops, a little too fast. It's just a crowd of people watching. I want to see the mask. Now look at this. This is a Dogon mask from Mali. And Dogon masks are pretty remarkable because they're also like a full body. You can see the full fit here. The mask covering the face. And then they have these long stilts that they dance on. It's such a neat performance to see. It's so tall. You can see like there's like stairs here or something, and the viewpoint from above on this building, but the still dancer is taller than it is. Look at this. Traditional Dogon masks from Mali. And then there's that quote again that if the masks were at their full power, you wouldn't be able to photograph them. Sorry for my squeaky chair. Wow. These just amazing shapes. Wow. Like a big, maybe like a big cow or bull or buffalo. Long faces there, the big staff. There's the still dancer that we saw before. And then just how remarkable is this? It's so tall. Amazing. I think that must be like a rattle or some kind of instrument maybe that she's shaking that he can dance. They're all dancing. Look at their feet. Even this guy right here is not wearing a mask, but he's all dressed up, dancing around. Oh, beautiful. This is a Cayenne mask wearer resting at the regional stadium. And there's that quote again about culture, preserving heritage. Looks like it's made out of cowrie shells and some beautiful fibers coming out of it. That is so pretty. And they're like a scarecrow. It's coming out of their hands and feet too. So amazing. Look at this. Fiber mask wearers from Chiriba village marched toward the regional stadium of Duku. Masks are an integral part of the life of the village, and the craft of mask making and mask wearing has been passed on from generation to generation. So we have another back view of these just amazing So, oh, look how amazing this is. Oh wow, it's like a dog face mask. It's so, so incredible. Wow, we saw this one at the top. Here it is in action. He's not sitting down anymore, he's ready to perform. Look at these long hairs coming down. And just the intricate details on this mask, all the shapes. Oh, the very careful stripes there. It's so remarkable. Wow. Fiber mask wearers from Cosima waited to perform under the heat of Tetuku, which is located 250 kilometers west of the capital of Burkina Faso. Yeah, they're chilling right now. It must be so hot under these. But that is so amazing. I wonder if they're heavy when they're this tall. There's that cool crocodile mask. You can see it a lot better now. It's definitely a crocodile. That's so amazing. Look at these. Masks of leaves from the village of Mouhoun are paraded across the main street of Tetuku. Wow. So they're wearing all green. So they look like walking bushes, right? With these long masks covering their faces, carrying big old sticks. Yeah, it's like the bushes are alive. People gathered to watch the parade. Let's see if we can see any cool masks. Yeah, kind of. I think there's another better picture of these ones coming up. So we'll look at those. Gosh, here's one. A leaf mask from Boucle, Burkina Faso, outside a private house in Tetuku. Leaf masks are believed to preserve the social structure by enhancing fertility and marriage. Often after festival performances, masks tour the town of Tetuku, visiting houses of interested families, usually the wealthy, to collect money. Yeah, how incredible. It looks like those cranes. I forget what they're called, but they have a big crown like that on top of their heads. You can see one inside the house too. Goodness, it's like just the sun, right? It looks like the sun came down in the form of a person and it's shining. And then there's another big, like a bush creature. By the looks of it, you can see the mask right there and the full body covering, the sticks. It reminds me of like those very old, like paintings of like Christian figures that would have these big halos, like the angels would have those big halos. It looks like that, but so much cooler. It says a young tourist observes a mask of leaves from the town of Tetuku. These people look short. I wonder if it's just the perspective of the photo, or maybe these are children or young adults, maybe. He's looking at the fibers there. There's another one. And that's got to be like a child, because he's being carried by this man. A mask of leaves from the town of Tetuku is carried around the town. Oh, you know what? I think it's just the mask. I don't think there's a person. Oh, no, there is. You can see their feet. Yeah, I think this is a child mask, maybe. I don't know. They're a very small person. Look at this. A mask from Likui village greets the chief of the canton of Tetuku. The father is the current chief, Tayo Bajmamu, first established the festival in 1996. Every evening, several masks pay homage to the chief in a performance in his courtyard. So yeah, there he is. In very resplendent green there. And gosh, this reminds me of like a Chinese like lion, you know? Now just the shape of it. But gosh, that's incredible. I assume this is a person like on their hands and knees or something, but it's amazing. Maybe they're leaning forward really low, I can't tell, but it's just remarkable. Aren't these the most beautiful, beautiful costumes? Oh, we skipped skipped a few. Sorry about that. This is a mask from Wangkolodogu, made only of textile, displayed by the wearer in a special part of the festival dedicated to night masks. Like, you can see all the cowrie shells woven in. Gosh, that's amazing. Goodness, that must have taken ages to create and fit over someone's head just so. And then there's another from the nighttime special celebration. Textile night mask from Lakoro performed during nighttime ceremonies. Whoops, man, this really was supposed to fly around. But yeah, it's really weird to see it from upside down, but here's the face. And he's got sticky up hair, I guess. Wearing all white, I guess because it's a nighttime mask, so it has to be bright. So it's easy to see. Dancing upside down there, and I guess this person is helping them balance. I'm not sure, but it looks like an incredible dance. You can see in the background too that more of these huge fiber masks too. Gosh, they're incredible. I think that's all of them now. Which one's your favorite? Let me know. I think I like these ones. These ones are my favorite. Just like, so stunning. And then I love the ones that, like the big fiber ones that we saw at the beginning, like these. Like these. It's so remarkable. But yeah, let me know which one's your favorite. Thank you so much for watching.